Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And I'm back with another update video, this time for my Marksman Hunter progression for the second week of the pre-patch. Like I said, I wasn't going to do these, but I've actually been really trying to push some keys on my Hunter, and I thought I would share my experiences with you guys, and then also what items and different builds I've been trying. So first of all, my item level is still 527. I finally did manage to pump up the Diurna's Chosen Ring, as well as the Seal of Filial Duty. So I'm slowly starting to raise that item level. I have, let's see, I have an Ouroboreal necklet that I'm going to replace the Torque of Past Time, and then I'm either going to upgrade this belt, or I'm going to create gloves and then make my chest piece into tier, just depending on what I get in my vault. Hopefully I get one of those, and then I'm basically at full build, and so I've switched out one of my trinkets to an Augury of the Primal Flame. It's doing about 3.5 to 5%. 5's very rare, but roughly 4% of my total damage in a key. I have been messing around with Beacon to the Beyond as well. It's feast or famine though. If you can make it crit a majority of the time, which there was some keys, it was doing 9% of my damage. It was almost doing as much as Explosive Shot, but I had to crit with it 85% of the time. So it's kind of been doing, depending on key of course, it's been doing about 3%, maybe 4 to 5, but you do have to have that 2.5 minute cooldown. As much as I'd love to use Beacon, it's super situational, but I thought I would try it out because I mean, what else am I going to spend my bullion on other than transmog? So looking at my vault, I finally have filled the vault for the first time in almost 2 months. Well, I say filled the vault. Filled this row of the vault. But then looking at my Mythic Plus rating, and I've got Rosie hanging out with me tonight. She is ready for me to go to bed. But I've done a ton of keys. In fact, I had almost all 8s on this side of Tyrannical, which is the Tyrannical, Volcanic, and Sanguine week. I went from 20, 25, 40 something to 2953. Did at least a 12 in every single dungeon. Found out like the last boss at Naku defensive will just double tap you when he gets into his phase 2 with the spear. That was super fun. We only went in there one time. Let's see, we attempted a plus 15 Algathar Academy. We didn't end up getting it done just because we had some shenanigans happening. We had a guy that got DC'd and then couldn't get back in. It was a mess. But we had some really great keys this week, and this next coming week is the fortified. I think it's the bursting week. Unfortunately, that's not going to be super fun. But as long as we beat the drum slow, so to speak, we'll be in good shape to push some more keys. And as you guys can see, I have a ton of 8s. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 8s on the fortified side. So that Mythic Plus rating is going to skyrocket. Maybe even see 3100 by the time this next week is done. Maybe even higher than that if we do try to get into some more 14s and 15s. But I'm seeing some really great damage. I've still been using Killzone. Let's see here. I guess what you guys need to see is on this side of the tree. But I've been trying to just move some points around. I've been using Killzone pretty consistently. So as long as you're keeping, or your tank are keeping those enemies in volley, you're still going to get some really good value. If you are not someone that wants to run with Killzone, you can obviously move that point around, which will include putting that in Hydra's Bite or In the Rhythm. I hate it that this build does not give me In the Rhythm. I really wish that Night Hunter and In the Rhythm were switched node-wise. You can also get rid of Careful Aim if you wanted to, but maybe not on a Tyrannical week. It is kind of more important, but that would be situational, of course, based on the dungeon that you're doing. You could also get rid of light ammo. So there was a couple of dungeons, even like Uldaman Legacy of Tyr, even though it's really good for light ammo, if your group isn't pulling enough to justify it, go ahead and drop that point and then move it over to In the Rhythm. Or move it over to, I don't know, Hydra's Bite or something like that. Just move it into a point where you're going to see, or a talent that you're going to see some more value. But all in all, my damage is really through the roof. We've been doing some really, really great damage. Do I have just this one visible? So we had that Uldaman Legacy of Tier 554. We had that Brackenhide. This one was kind of scuffed. Unfortunately, we did still 2-chest it, but it was still kind of scuffed. We did just under 700k. And the Ruby Life Pools, of which will, by the way, will be a full breakdown on my channel. Probably later on tomorrow. You guys will probably watch this on Tuesday. So later on, but my goal this next week is to just try to fill out the rest of the vault and get rid of those 8s and just kind of see what more I can do once I get a full build of my Marksman Hunter. It's crazy to think I got through all of Season 4 and didn't even have a complete build, but I really think I can get up to 529, I think is my highest item level if I'm running with Augury, since it can go up to 535. But I hope you guys have a great week this coming week. I hope you guys get something cool in the vault if you're still trying to try different builds. I will continue to try different builds next week as well, particularly it being a fortified and bursting week. So you want to be a little bit careful unless you have a priest in your group with those bursting stacks. But again, thank you guys for checking out my content. I'll have some more videos, including more of my Mage Tower, and then I've got some Spyro, and then I've got some more Marksman Hunter specific videos that'll be headed your way in the next week or week and a half as we prepare for the pre-patch ending and the official release of The War Within. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.